Testing. Testing.
It is the business end of the season in the ARL Schoolboy Cup, and today Hill Sports High facing a situation where a victory by any margin will get them through to the semi-finals. Relative new boys on the block. The college has only been around since 2002, but has made quite an impact across many sports, and this is their lineup today. McCallum at fullback, wingers Horo and Satini, Fono and Loco. Watch out for the number 4 for Hill Sports High. Weeby and McGuinness in the halves, Batira, Diamond Charlie, Murphy, Papulei, Chugamala and Heather. And their 4-man bench today, Patty, Moa Kiola, Havia, and William Skelton tips the scales at 145 kilos. Watch out for him, former international Mark Horo is coach. And what a tradition, St Gregory's College of Campbelltown, these young men carry today. 9 times the Schoolboy Cup champions, 11 times finalists, and today they need a win, but they need it to be by a big margin. Their side, El Haj at fullback, Walker and Colley, Sloman and Tonner in the centres, Tedesco and Luff the halves, Keane, Ingram, Murphy the back row, front row, and this is one of the real stars, Grote in the number 8, Mackay and White. And their bench today is Royal, Gordon, Dossiter, Chalker and Elliot. Lee Edison, a Englishman, as coach of the St Greg's College side. Nice porno music.
What's your win, guys? What's your win? Right, Michael?
And breezy conditions at Toyota Stadium for today's match, with Hill Sports High getting us underway. And it's come down just short of the 10-metre line, and almost a problem for St Gregory's as the ball was held up there. Now, the situation is now, St Gregory's, we saw them earlier this year beaten by Bass, but that is the only loss they've suffered this year. They are the MCS champions here in New South Wales, as Matthew Grote goes for a hit up. And he is an Australian schoolboy from last year in the front row for the side, but with the way results have panned out, not only do they need to beat Hill Sports High here, it needs to be by quite a space. So first they have to worry about the victory, and we'll worry about for and against a little later on. As Ingram carried them inside the half of Hill Sports High in the first kick of the day. It's Tedesco with the dummy, and now in trouble. Able to get it away for James Luff, who was most definitely the second option then as kicker. And you can see there with a bit of breeze, it's carried all the way over the dead ball line. Andrew John's also with me in commentary today, and about the size of this Hill Sports High side looking across the park.
Yeah, they're massive, Vossi, aren't they? I was looking at their bench, it's even bigger, so look forward to when they come on. But you see the breeze there, the kick from St Gregory's wasn't a great one to roll on with the breeze.
And the ARL Schoolboy Cup this year, they've beaten Westfield's 50-16 and Bass 16-14 after trailing 14-4 with 6 to go. So if they do make it through past today, they'll look back on that match as a real turning point, as McCallum, one of their gun players, Australian schoolboy rep, headed overseas later in the year. Watch out for the one for Hill Sports High as McGuinness sends them to the right side. Getting in quickly there was Tedesco low down. Hill Sports High 42 metres away from the line. And Heather gets them going to the centre, kicking over to the side of the field where Loco is, but getting through it's Horo! Horo has got the ball! And Jordan Horo, like lightning down that left side, has come up with a try that, from the boot, you thought wasn't possible. 4-0 to Hills.
That was a dodgy kick. I don't know if it was a deliberate kick there. It was low and hard into the breeze, but he found open pasture, kicking to a strong breeze. I think it was deliberate along the ground, and Horo out wide. That'll make his father happy and his brother Justin. And look at that. A little bit of the Hayne plane. Impressive.
Jason Weeby, a captain and goal kicker. He won't get a tougher one today, and I'm surprised how far he's taken it back into the breeze. He's 27 metres back from the goal line, and that's just going to drift across the face. But it's a good start to Hill Sports High. 4-0 over St Gregory's of Campbelltown.
Swing arm in that set to miss. Let's get the tackles low. Wait for the kick.
James Tedesco gets us into the next passage of play. So St Greg's are down. And it is 4-0, and they'll be disappointed in the way the try was conceded. And now we're going to see a few of these power plays. The first one from Fapulii for Hill Sports High. But they're not just big across the forwards, they're big across the backs. Quick play the ball there from Ethan Murphy. It was a bit sloppy. Now Jordan Patira just up to the 30-metre line. Hill's looking fairly slick. A little run there for Heather. He's an ex-centre. 39 metres away from their own line. And kicking before the last. Charge down by Tedesco. But fell nicely for Heather. And he comes up with the ball on halfway. So a bit of a roll on for Hill Sports High. Out wide now to Santini. We're told he's one of the quickest in the side. One of the Panthers juniors in this Hill Sports High side. Now Diamond Charlie. That is a name. 25 metres out from the St Greg's line. And away they go with Arfono this time. Low down on the tackle is Ingram. This is the closest they've got to the line, which sounds a bit strange when they've already scored a 4-pointer today. Pushing across to the left side. McCallum goes wide to Horro. He was just a centimetre in from touch when he got the ball. And last tackle 8 metres away from the St Greg's line. Kick will come from Weeby across the posts. And there to take it under pressure, Brendan Colley. That was brave.
It was brave. It was a great catch because the two chasers from Hill Sports High were putting pressure on him. I'm sure he would have heard the footsteps. That was a brave take.
And the young fullback, Saber El Haj, bit of a story to tell. Sudanese, playing rugby league. There's a few youngsters from Sierra Leone in the west and southwest of Sydney that are coming through the rugby league ranks, but I haven't seen a player from Sudan before. But he's here today playing fullback for St Greg's.
I think there's one in the Knights Juniors. Yestu Ball or Harold Matthews.
Talk about the size. Matthew Gregg carries a fair bit of responsibility on his shoulders, taking on the Hill Sports pack. He's looked good so far for St Greg's in the number 8. Now Tedesco will try his luck. It's a tough day for the men at the back with this breeze. And that's a wonderful take from Gerard McCallum. Not only turning around, contending with a breeze, but right over the crossbar.
Well, that's the best take you'll ever see. That was unseen. Catching going backwards in this breeze.
Ever.
The crossbar, that's the best catch I've ever seen. Look at that. On the fingertips, cool as you like.
What about the build on him? The fullback, Gerard McCallum. And a Bulldogs junior rep this year in their SG ball side. 4-0 as Hills work to the left side with Ethan Murphy. Playing it just short of halfway. And Weeby gets them headed to centre field. These players out on the right want it. They're playing a very compressed defence. St Greg's, their left winger is a good 20 metres in from touch and now sliding. Across it comes up Fono, who goes right over the top of the centre, Tim Sloman. St Greg's defence are in for quite a day here. Back for Weeby. He tries his luck, spiralling kick, and El Haj dips away from him. Heads out to the wing. A little lucky, Nick Walker's onto it. And now Nick Walker will step away. And I'll say it again, the 3 men at the back for each side are really going to earn their keep here. This is a tough one. And now Michael Tonner, he's the captain today at St Greg's. They've got a little leadership program where they share the captaincy among 3 players through the year, and it's Tonner's turn today. Played here by Ed Murphy. And Luff, Tedesco. St Gregory's coached, I said, an Englishman in charge, Lee Addison. He came out in Australia at the start of 2007, has coached at Manly and now at Penrith. And follows in the footsteps of some pretty well-known rugby league men coaching St Greg's. A little trouble here with a play the ball for the 5'8 Tedesco. They can ill afford to lose him. Luff goes short with a kick, and it's a hard bounce past Horro, and that one's gone all the way over the dead ball line. Well, that ball's bounced a good 30 metres.
Once again, it wasn't the greatest kick in the world, but the breeze pushed it into a great position, but once again, it ended up putting it dead. But it's early days. Hill Sports High look a lot sharper, and they go for it, as you can imagine, with this huge pack. The St Greg's team is struggling to contain them, but I will rap St Greg's. Their defence has been first class.
Well, that's been the feature of their play since they suffered that loss, the first televised match of the year. Their defence has really picked up, and winning the MCS title is a source of great pride as Brendan Heather catches St Greg's offside. The referee today, Scott Murray.
The player I've been impressed with for Hill Sports High is the 5'8 Jason Weeby, the captain, kicking the ball now. Reminds me a bit of John Sutton, tall and lanky. It's like a frame. Once he gets in the gym, he'll grow into a big man. He looks a real player of the future.
So Hill Sports High with a restart, 30 metres out from the St Greg's line, and they just steady it across field, and McGuinness ends up with it. Captain of the Eels under 16 side last year, the halfback today for Hill Sports High. Now Chugamala deciding to just tip that one on, and Jason Havia is out there now, 19 metres away. Paul played the ball but allowed to continue, and Ethan Murphy is with it, and getting across over the top. Luff prevents the offload. Now Loco in a dummy half, high ball there for Weeby, and kept going along for the halfback McGuinness. There's a chance for Hill Sports High. Charlie, big and strong. Diamond has come up. Diamond's here for Hill Sports High. Diamond Charlie has scored their second try, and that is a case of too big, too strong.
It was impressive. This is a pass from McCallum, the fullback. Some beautiful touches, and hits Diamond on the edge. Diamond Charlie, too big and too strong. A big man on little man, he'll always win, but the pass from Jared McCallum, the fullback, filling in at second receiver, got the ball there quick and flat. That's what created the try.
Weeby gets a slightly easier kick this time, but again, he's taken it back a long way. 26 out, and again into the breeze, so he needs the strength on it. He's got it, Weeby. And a 10-0 lead to Hill Sports High over St Gregory's of Campbelltown.
Wait for it.
St Gregory's had another kick-off restart. Can't get any closer to the ball than that. Wonderful camera work. And Hill Sports High charging back. You're going to see this all day if they get a few kick-off returns. Jason Havia off the bench. And now Loco, this big centre, 105 kilos. And the locomotive is away. He takes on El Haj, his second touch of the ball. And this kid has got talent. There's a bit of arrogance about him as well. Just remember where you saw him first, Jacob Loco. Parramatta Eels have got a good one in this bloke. Andrew Johns, what about this awesome power?
Well, there's talk that he might even play in our role next year, and you can see why in these pitches. Just too big and strong. Footwork, big right hand fend, balanced down the outside of the field, dummied inside, backed himself with speed. Doesn't he look a player? And you're right, when you can run like that, why wouldn't you carry a little bit of arrogance?
Number 4, Jacob Loco.
Wait, guys.
Now Weeby from in front. He's gone from the sideline, the little bit in from touch, and now from in front. He's got a bit of the Krisdaninu smile about him too. Loving his work today. 16-0. It's an impressive performance from Hills.
Jason Weeby with the successful conversion. The Hills Sports High School 16 leading St. Gregory's College nil.
Wait for the kick, no penalties.
3 tries to 0. And at the moment, St. Gregory's absolutely starved of the ball. And Hill Sports High, with runs like this from Havia, it's relentless. A very talented, a very big side, but also have got a few skills to match, and obviously well coached too. Mark Horrow is the man in charge of this Hill Sports High side. Havia wants another run. It's as if they had him in a cage all week, Havia, and brought him off the bench. There's Mark Horrow, Kiwi international, and a proud man too to have his son playing in this side, and Justin playing first grade at Parramatta, and then he's got young Jaden, the 16-year-old playing out at Wentworthville. This is Chugamala, and an offload. There was a little chance on the left if they could have got it away, but Luff did well to wrap up the ball. John Paddy is now out there playing dummy half as Hill Sports High turn it on. Murphy now gets it away to Loco. He'll take on El Haj. Loco's away again, and Loco knocks another one over. A bowling ball out in the centres. He's got 2 tries in a couple of minutes, and he's left a footprint on a few defenders as well.
Well, the way he accelerated with that ball in his hand reminded me of Jonah Lamu in South Africa 10, 15 years ago in the World Cup. He gets the ball here with no momentum, and watch him accelerate. Whack, ball in the left hand, get out of my way, straight over the top of the number 5 here. Ooh, wow. He's heading for the top, this boy.
Now over to Weeby. Let's see if we see the little smile before the kick. In the style of Krisdaninu. There it is. And he is a Parramatta junior rep as well, and he strikes it in grand fashion. He's landed 3 today, and his side is in front, 22-0 over St. Gregory's of Campbelltown.
With the successful conversion, the Hill Sports High School 22.
Play through it until they tell us otherwise.
Now St. Gregory's Kicking off, we've got a fire alarm here at Toyota Stadium. And the
coach at the Campbelltown team.
The referee
St.
said
Greg's.
we keep playing until told otherwise. So it's a bit like the Titanic. The band will keep playing.
My bag's been Kate Winslet.
Whatever. And the ball is with Tony Sattini. Can't say we've done any fire drills, Joey. In all my time at Channel 9, we haven't really gone through any procedure.
I'm just starting to think, Kate Winslet, you have to actually draw a picture of me naked, so it could be good. Getting back to the footy.
Correct.
I'm impressed with Hill Sports High. They got power, but they got discipline. They got everything inside. The speed and skill. Going to be hard to hold out this year.
And difficult bounce there. New fullback there, and that's Dom Chalker. He's onto it in the red headgear. I mean, it lends itself, the alarm going off, to saying Hill Sports High, they are on fire. But I think sounding the alarm's a bit over the top. At 22-0. Tim Sloman now with the ball. He's back to the 30. This has been quite some time since St. Greg's have had the ball in their hand. They certainly haven't had the ball in any sort of attacking position today. As now Grote goes for a charge and able to offload nicely to Keane. And they're almost back to halfway.
Yeah, great ball by Grote. Nice charge. You can see why he's a representative schoolboy player.
And now Luff with the ball. The outside defence got up quickly. White and the bomb from Tedesco. Another tough one for McCallum. That's a super kick, and again a wonderful take. You've got to appreciate just how breezy it is back here. And a spiralling kick, and McCallum no problem whatsoever.
Well, that was brilliant. Cool as you like. You see sometimes when the bomb goes up, you can see the fullback getting nervous, but McCallum just stood his ground. That's phenomenal. Look at that. So much time. That's class.
Hill Sports High. In the meantime, with Loco back up almost to the 40-metre line. And now Ethan Murphy, he likes to play it on that left side. That's where most of the players come for Hill Sports High. They've got some quick play the balls, I must admit. There was another from Murphy. And then the ball through the hands of Horro, and St. Greg's finally see an error from Hill Sports High.
Scum in here. Greg's feet.
It's a tragedy to play the ball these days. And you know, I'm not picking on Ethan Murphy, but I don't think he's played it properly once today. But he sees the first graders do it. There's no pressure on them to worry about it. And that's just allowed to continue now. So if we don't address it at this level, how on earth are we going to get them when they get through to the under-20s and into the NRL? St. Gregory's from the scrum feed. And Tedesco on to Sloman. Well, we've found an accompaniment that is worse than what the football fans had to experience at the World Cup. This alarm makes good listening as Josh Ingram's with the ball. He's 40 away from the Hill Sports High line. And a penalty goes the way of St. Greg's. This will give them a chance to get inside the Hill Sports High 20.
Well, it gives them an opportunity for their set starts. All teams like to get their set starts from a penalty or a scrum. Let's see what St. Greg's have got. Work for a set move, work to a certain part of the field.
Yeah, guys.
Probably get Tedesco involved.
So Dossiter gets them restarted, and Grote goes for the run. 5 metres away from the line. In fact, that's Mackay who will play it. And a big chance here for St. Greg's. Luff goes across, out to Tedesco. Tedesco onto the fullback. This is Chalker. His pass was over the head of Tonner. And back they go under pressure from Horro. Walker has come up with it. And play on, says referee Murray. But they lost around 20 metres on the play. St. Greg's down by 22 points to 0. The first half of this ARL Schoolboy Cup game, with the semi-finals not too far away. Tedesco, nice step, and almost away from a second. That was Weeby. Will play it 10 metres out from the line. Plenty of players calling for it centre field, and the kick across field from Luff. There's an opportunity for St. Greg's. And Hill Sports High off balance, and it was 2-on-1 with Sloman and Colley there. But Tony Sattini has pulled off quite a trick.
Well, Sattini, he didn't have sight of that ball till the very last moment. He had no idea where that ball was. In the end, a sensational catch. It was a great kick. But he's looking over his shoulder. The ball dips in this breeze and somehow gets the hands to it. Manages to catch the ball. That's a great take by Sattini.
And worth watching again too, Satini turned around, and at the last moment, he was totally off balance, but kept it under control. So restart of play, and it's Oliver Gordon who brings it back with a fair deal of venom, and another penalty to St Greg's.
You've come in, there's no need for it. Number 3.
Sam Afono gets called out there. Dossiter was thinking about the tap, might as well get the extra metres with a kick for line. So this is their best passage of play of the match as far as possession goes. And Josh Ingram is wrapped up 10 metres away from the line. Now Dossiter to Luff. They are stretched to the right-hand side, and dumping it off was Tedesco. Good to see hard running back rowers. Eddie Murphy got it away to Dossiter. 4 metres from the line. Wide ball, terrible. Scooped up by Satini. We know he can move.
Well, that's a shame. Ed Murphy, he made the half break, Eddie Murphy. It was delirious. Fortunately, the ball went to ground.
No one there was going to be trading places with him. I just wonder how many movie titles you can get in of Eddie's during the call. But it was a real good run.
The siren reminds me of Beverly Hills Cop.
Well done. McGuinness now.
22-0, St Greg's will be feeling raw at half-time.
Well, I opened up the door, and I've created a monster here. As Weeby utilises the chip, gets a bounce as well. They're on to Adam, but a great tackle from Chalker. Saves a try. It was on McCallum, and Dom Chalker. That was magnificent.
What a tackle. Don Chalker comes on at fullback. He has 3 players in front of him. Has to make a decision, goes for the opposition fullback. Jared McCallum makes a beautiful tackle. That's great play.
And this kick, even though the bounce had set up perfectly at the right moment. And now St Greg's on the counter-attack. And this time it's the fullback of Hill Sports High who came up with a tackle on Tedesco, who again has been hurt in the tackle. Now with Luff and stretching out left side. Ingram's got the ball. He's big and unable to offload this time. Hands around the ball there of Sam Afono. 25 away. Now Dossiter goes short, and Chalker. Good play for Sloman. That's the real siren. That is the real siren. That'll end the first half. And a half that has Hill Sports High in complete control. That's the fire alarm, just differentiating between the two. 4 tries in the first half, and Hill Sports High, they're almost there as far as the semi-finals are concerned. We'll take a break. Half-time in the ARL Schoolboy Cup on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Hill Sports High School cheer squad.